Hi, everyone. I am here with Amber. Amber is one of our fosters, among uh, other things. She is here today to talk to us a little bit about Ruby.
So Ruby came to us the week before Christmas. She was found in downtown Elmira, and no one came forward after her holding time was up. So we decided to pull her and get her out of the shelter so she could spend Christmas with a in a home on a sofa, and it was a really great decision. A lot of times when you pull older dogs, you're not sure what their history is, and we don't know anything about Ruby's history. All we know is that she has been super sweet. She is great with cats, loves snuggles. She does have a couple of really big lumps that we had checked out by the vet. And while they are considered benign tumors, they are growing. So the hope is to get the one on the chest, hopefully removed before it further affects how she walks and basically her overall comfort level. Um, but even coming to us, probably a little bit scared, and she was a little bit thinner than we like. She's been the sweetest girl the entire time we've had her.
And she loves your kids, right?
She loves the girls,
And they're
loves them.
very young.
They are
Very young.
2 and 4, and she has tea parties. They play house with Ruby. They cover her up in blankets, and she actually sleeps with my older girl now. They're pretty much they're pretty inseparable. They're best buds, and Ruby's Ruby's always shown the utmost patience. Yes.
So, Amber, tell them why do you foster?
Why do we foster? We foster for dogs like Ruby. For the dogs that either got lost and no one could find them, or they were dropped. And a lot of the dogs that we pull come from dog control or a shelter situation where they need a little bit more attention than they would be getting at a shelter. A lot of the dogs, they need a home, they need a second chance, and that's what we give them. We give them a place to feel warm and loved, and sometimes they need a little bit of extra help, either medically or mentally. They need a little bit of time to decompress. And by fostering, it's different than at a shelter, because Ruby is in our home. She becomes a part of our family, and it gives us the best it gives us the best uh
Well, it gives her a good chance of getting adopted.
yes, it gives Ruby the best chance.
Because I think we learn more about them when they're in a family environment.
We can place them in a home that fits them better. We know their quirks, we know what they like, we know whether or not they like cats, what like whether or not they like loud noises, whether or not they like kids or other dogs. And those are things that it's hard to tell when they're stressed and in a loud or scary environment.
So if someone was on the fence about fostering, what would you tell
I would tell them that one life makes a difference. Ruby's life Ruby's life matters, and we couldn't have taken in, like, if I wasn't available to take in Ruby, Ruby would be in a shelter. So when you foster when you foster, you're making a difference. We don't have a home base. All of our dogs are in homes, And without people to open their homes to dogs or cats, we can't save them. We can't pull them and get them the medical help they need or the extra attention to make them a little bit more well-rounded and ready for a perfect home.
So, like Amber said, if you're on the fence about fostering, um, you have questions, give us a call. We have cats and dogs. Sometimes we get rabbits, guinea pigs, what have you. We will never ask you to foster an animal that you are not comfortable with. Some people like the smaller dogs, some larger, some don't, care which. But fostering basically point blank saves lives. So whether you foster a dog or a cat, there's so many cats out there right now that need placement, and shelters, unfortunately, they're full. We're full, but there's a need, and there's a need for us to get more fosters, more families on board with helping. Um, a lot of people say they can't, it's too hard to let them go. And it is. We're not going to lie. It is difficult. But once you see them with their forever family and how happy they are, and it's just the perfect situation, it just makes everything worthwhile. It makes all that hard work and time that you invested in that animal. Um, it just, it's, I can't even explain the
Yeah.
experience.
It would be irresponsible to say that it isn't hard. Fostering is hard. You're investing a lot of yourself into a dog that it is not staying in your home. Um, you kind of think of it as if you're a rehab center almost. You're you're helping them get to where they need to be, and then when they go to their forever perfect family, and you can see them, yes, and you can see them with their family where they're going to be for the rest of their lives. It's a pretty awesome feeling. And
Okay.
it is, and it can be hard, especially with the ones that need a little bit of extra attention. But if I had kept my fosters that I needed to put the extra attention in, I wouldn't have been able to bring in Ruby. And sometimes letting one go that you know is going to be safe is the easier than keeping that one and knowing that she would not be here if I hadn't.
And it also, once they're adopted, it frees up a spot for you to take another one. So, again, if you're interested in fostering, you can go to our website. It's www.pawsandpurrs.com. There's a foster application online. You can give us a call if you have some questions beforehand. Um, all that we do ask is that if you have animals in your home at the present time, that they are spayed and neutered, no babies, and that they're up to date on their vaccines, and that just protects dogs like Ruby coming in, and it protects your dogs too. So that's basically, what we ask of you. We do, we cover all the medical bills, um, provide food, crates if needed, um, toys, treats, what have you. So there's really no expense to you. We will cover everything, and if you happen to get a foster in and for some reason it wasn't working out, say you had another dog in the home and they weren't getting along, we would, yeah, or they don't like cats, we would certainly move it to another foster home. But again, there's so many dogs and cats out there in need, and we are in dire need of fosters. So if you are willing to open up your heart and your home to dogs like Ruby, hop on over to our website. Thank you.